Welcome back to another Cube video. My name is Edward, also known as Strategy. I got about 30 seconds left to make this pick. So this is my personal cube on Arena. It's curated from cards that you can craft on Arena, so no power, no duels. But if you can craft it on Arena, it's in the cube. I haven't added any TMNT yet. We just kind of did this last minute. So I don't really know what I want to take here. I think I'm just going to take the One Ring. I think that's by far the strongest card, and I don't want it to keep anyone else waiting on me, so I'm just going to take the card now. Okay, Time Warp goes really well with the One Ring. Mind Stone can help cast the One Ring. Knife Trick is just like a really weird bolt effect. So also I have like the Heist cards. I know some people don't like these cards. I really enjoy them, so it's my cube. Here we are. There's 6 of us drafting today, and yeah, that's about it. I need to do an actual video just like explaining this eventually. Sorry, joining late, trying to get everything running. It's a little bit flustered, but I'll get into my groove here in a minute. So it's really just between Time Warp and Mind Stone for me. I think I'm gonna just take Time Warp. Time Warp's just a really powerful effect. There's no Time Walk because you can't craft it, but I really like Time Warp. There is like Mystical Tutor, Entomb, etc. So like Gristlebrand's a really good strategy to play. Necromancy's on the client now. So lots of goodies. So if I took Mind Stone, I'd kind of be interested in this Nettlesys and just go into artifacts, but as it sits, I did not. I really like Weary Zone Guard. I also use the arena cards. I really like them, like the arena only cards. A lot of them are really good. I'm going to take this in the off chance that we get like a strip mine effect. That would be really cool. I could also see taking Undercity Sewers, but I think the Weary Zone Guard has higher upside. Okay, Star Chart, Nexus, if I want to try to play that Emrakul. Not really interested in much else. The Dark Ritual is not bad either. It can Dark Ritual out a One Ring. I want to take Consult the Star Charts. Currency Converter is a nice one. There's also Sentinel, which I'm not disinterested in playing. I really do like the rug style decks in my cube, and just in general too. But I want to take the Currency Converter. I think it's just the strongest card here. Teferi's wouldn't be a bad one either, but I don't want to just commit to 3 colors all of a sudden. Mana Leak, I think, is another very strong card. I could take Fabled Passage. I'm kind of tempted to because of the Weary Zone Guard, but I don't have to be in green yet, and Mana Leak is just such a premium card that I'm going to take it. There's the Mystical Tutor I was talking about. I currently don't have anything I'm willing to Mystical Tutor for, but that might change. Force of Vigor. There is an artifact sub-theme, but it's not anything like Tellurian Academy, etc. and Powered Cubes, because again, you can't craft those on Arena yet. So, kind of leaning towards Generous Ascent. I'm not really interested in Seed of the Synod at this moment. I think it's either Roxanne or Mystical Tutor. I'm just going to take Roxanne and just... I don't have to be... Oh, there's the Entomb. Am I supposed to just take Entomb just because? I kind of just want to take the Sylvan Safekeeper. Titania's in the cube. I love Sylvan Safekeeper. I love Titania. These being in the same pack this late, I don't want to go for it. I'm a coward. I've played Reanimator on this cube, I think, a couple times anyways, so it'll be nice to change things up. Here... Oh, man. Thundering Falls and Lorien Revealed came back. Eternal Witness is also nice with my Time Warp. Am I supposed to just take that? I mean, it's an 8 mana play, but Roxanne really helps with it, but there's Fixing. I'm going to take the Fixing, but it's not lost on me that Eternal Witness would be a good pick here. Now there's the Mind Stone on the wheel, which we do have some big things to get up to, so I like the Mind Stone here. Pentad Prism's another really good way to ramp up. Oliphant finds us a blue source, and Once Upon a Time is another castable that can help tutor a Weary Zone Guard or a land with the Weary Zone Guard. That's actually really tough. I think I'm going to take the Oliphant, though, as it's permanent. The Pentad Prism's nice, but it's like, it's an all-in type thing. Here, I'm just going to take the Primeval Titan. I like Malcolm. Sure, I'll take the dual land. I don't think I'll play it. And Seed of the Synod, sure. We might have a synergy with this, but as of right now, we don't. All right, let's look for a Strip Mine. Strip Mine would be great. Oh, you know what's also great? Mana Drain. Mana Drain is absolutely great. I hate that we're passing on a Retrofitter Foundry, but Mana Drain is like a quote-unquote pseudo pseudo piece of power in this cube. Like there's Chrome Mox because you can craft that on Arena. But I would say Mana Drain's like another one of the like the power 9 in this cube if I had to, you know, label that as such. Just being able to cheat on mana in general, like this channel as well. I'm not going to say that the channel is like, you know, pack one, pick oneable per se, although it is fun. I definitely think it's more pack one, pick oneable here than it is otherwise. But yeah, I'm going to stop dilly-daddling. Let's just take the Mana Drain and move on with our life. Oh, Force of Negation? That is a gift. It's not lost to me that there's a Hedge Maze here. There's also a Zurin Orb. But we already have the Sylvan Safekeeper. I want to take the Force of Negation. Just being able to stick a threat and then like have it protected basically no matter what is really nice. I know this isn't Force of Will. It can only do non-creatures, but still. Okay, there is Narset, which does go with Days Undoing, which is in the deck. Days Undoing doesn't work with like Shieldred that we passed on in pack one, pick one. But it does work with Days Undoing just because it's I don't think it's an actual replacement effect. It's just they can't draw, so it doesn't matter that it ends the turn. We're like Bowmasters and Shieldred, the triggers don't go on the stack because the turn ends. Unless you Teferi it, of course. But either way, I'm going to take Steam Vents here. If we're playing a 3-color deck, I want to be able to cast my spells. Wrenn and 6 can be very powerful. Agent of Rafine's another really nice one. It basically heists cards from the top of their deck, which can be nice, especially like post Surveil Land. I think the highest upside card here, I really like this Spell Snare for the record, but I think the highest upside, even though we don't have a payoff for it yet, is this Wrenn and 6, so I'm going to take it here. There's 2 1-mana counter spells that are kind of replaceable. I think I'm going to go for that. That's a natural order. This is like another Snapcaster Mage, which is also really nice because it costs less if you don't have an instant or sorcery, and then when it would die, you shuffle it back in, which is kind of cool. It's also Opposition Agent. I'm not saying I would take it, but it's just something to point out. Crop Rotation can work if we get a Titania, but I'm going to take the natural order. Tutoring for Titania, if we can get one, is really nice. Also, just playing a Roxanne or a Primeval Titan off of it's not the worst either. So now we're interested in like green mana dorks. Oh, Questing Beast. Mystic Confluence, though. I'm not passing Mystic Confluence. We're going to take Mystic Confluence here. Questing Beast would be nice, but yeah, we're not passing that. Quantum Riddler's nice. We can't really abuse it, not that you necessarily have to. I like Uro. Uro's also another blue card. I do like Botanical Sanctum and Spara's Headquarters, but Uro's just so powerful, and I think it's kind of what we want in this deck a lot too. Like in Force of Negation, it just seems really nice. That's a Field of the Dead. There's a Scythe Cat Cub. Scythe Cat's nice because we can natural order out of it, but it doesn't really do much beyond that unless we're like Uroing, and if we're Uroing, we're probably winning the game anyways. I'm sure I'm going to get judged heavily for this, but I don't care. It's my cube, and I like this card, so I'm going to take Field of the Dead. Also, keep in mind, this isn't a vintage cube, so the power level's closer to modern, although modern can be kind of broken too. So there's Illuminating Lash. I really like this card if we want to try to play with more red. I'm also not opposed to Garruk, as it makes green wolf tokens we can natural order too. But just being able to kill something and then turn my next spell into a draw is kind of nice. It's non-creature specifically. We have a lot of creatures. But, I mean, we have 2 blue-red duels, so I feel like that's fine. I'm just going to take the Zurin Orb and pray that we see Titania pick 3. I think it's safe to say that Titania has not been opened yet, because both of those... one of them didn't technically wheel, but either way. We'll take Titan of Industry. That's not a bad one to natural order either. Okay, Stern Scolding did wheel. There's Kinnan. Kinnan is nice with Mana Dorks and Mind Stone. I'm just going to take the Stern Scolding. I'll take the Unable to Scream. I don't really want any of these, but I'll hate the sword that is pro a lot of my deck. Ooh. Well, I think here I'm supposed to just take Commercial District. Funny, we did end up seeing a Days Undoing to go with the Narset if we went that route. If I was more of the artifact synergy, Urza is basically a Tolarian Academy. Sometimes it's better. But we're not doing that anymore. I'm just going to take the red-green land. Also, we have Oliphant, so this will be fetchable green off Oliphant now as well. It's very important to know. Control Magic's nice. Oh, there's Channel. Too bad we passed up on Emrakul, which notably didn't wheel, which means someone might have a sneak attack. Pyrokinesis is a strong one. We don't have a ton of red. Here, I'm just going to take Birds of Paradise. Maybe we'll see an Atraxa. I would like the Stomping Grounds, but because we have Natural Order, I would like it to be playable, so I'm going to take the Birds of Paradise. Oh, that's our Triumph. I like Ponder. I even like Spirited Simulacrum. This is basically just an upgraded Solemn Simulacrum. It seeks a land card and then it seeks a non-land card, and then you can do it twice because of Warp. It's very, very nice. But here I'm just going to take our quote-unquote perfect Triumph. I really value mana. Stock Up's not a bad one. Neither is Spell Pierce. Town Greeter is a way to put lands in the yard. Man, I really wish we got, like, fetch lands. I think the only fetch land I saw was Fabled Passage. I like Stock Up, too, though. So I'll probably just take Stock Up. I mean Town Greeter is very, very likely to wheel. In all honesty. Oh, there's a Dak Faden. There's also Ambassador of Evendo. Forgive me. This card's really nice too because whenever a land enters the battlefield, one of your random lands in your deck gets perpetual. When it becomes tapped, you draw a card. Not like Library. You tap it for mana and you draw a card. You don't have to do either or. It's actually really cool. But here I think I just want to take the Dak Faden. This is best with fetch lands, not just because you can fetch up the land potentially that you go get, but also just triggering it multiple times. So we're not going to be able to abuse Ambassador. So I'm going to take Dak Faden, maybe Talisman Wheels. I would like the Unholy Heat as well. Ooh, Fiery Confluence. I like these blue cards too. Subtlety and Tishana's Tidebinder can be very strong, but Fiery Confluence, I know I don't have a lot of red, but being able to wrath the board is very important in a cube like this. There's Loot. I love me a Loot. There's also Snuff Out. I forgot to mention that one too. Another very powerful effect that they recently put on Arena thanks to the cube. Oh no, my Mox Opal. Well, here I guess we're going to take Miscalc. Wan Shi Tong is also not missed on me. I wouldn't blame anyone for taking Wan Shi Tong here. You're probably supposed to, but I just really like Miscalc. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. We're definitely not a Days Undoing deck. Unfortunately, this deck kind of fell apart there at the end. We had so much potential, but not being able to like pay off the land synergies is kind of unfortunate. We don't even have that many creatures to like make the Enduring that great either. But I'm still going to take it. It's still a flash threat that can do stuff. I don't think we're a Chocobo deck. But I guess we can play lands off the top of our deck this way. It's really unfortunate we didn't get Titania. Or do I just want to play Bill? I guess I'll take Traveling Chocobo. Why not? Yeah, we'll take Ponder. I like me a Ponder. Town Greeter did wheel like I expected. Wow, these are the last three cards? So we already have Uro, so it makes me not want to play Dig Through Time. So I'm just going to take the not Rug Talisman, but the red-blue Talisman. Sure, we'll take a land. I doubt I play it. And then this is basically a unreserved list recurring nightmare. So I will see you in deck building. The NYSE is returning for its 10th installment. This event will be held June 6th at the Knights of Columbus in Patchogue, New York. Top 8 prizes include all 5 Moxen, Time Walk, Ancestral Recall, and even a Black Lotus. Proxies are allowed for this event. Please use the link in the description for more information on proxies and other questions you may have. Now let's get back to the video. Well, this is what I settled on. I removed most of the green. I just didn't feel like it was strong enough to really warrant it, and I think the majority of like my good cards are going to be like in the blue and then a little bit of red splash. Unfortunately, for those doing the math at home, I do have 18 mana sources with the Oliphant, so I don't want to do that. I would like to cut a land, but I can't think of anything in this pile I would want to add that I'd be happy to add. And before you say Uro, I just don't think we're going to have the green sources to really pull that off. I am going to play the one Forest, but that's mostly in case my opponent has a Path to Exile, honestly. So I just, this is where I'm at. I think this is the best 40 I can, or I should say, yeah, 40 math, Edward. This is the best 40 I think I can come up with this pile. It's unfortunate that the Zurin Orb and Sylvan Safekeeper didn't come to be. And then obviously because I'm not playing the other creatures, I'm not playing Natural Order either. Even though I do think Natural Order for Titan of Industry would be a really solid play. I can't build the deck around that, unfortunately. But I'm still playing Roxanne and Loot because I do think the Green Splash is relatively free to play both of these really high drops in this deck. I don't need green anytime soon. I have plenty of sources. Currency Converter can get it. So yeah, that's my logic there. It's unfortunate we didn't get more fetch lands for me to like warrant the Wary Zone Guard or anything, but I will see you in round 1. I am proud to announce the 2026 Oklahoma Land Run Weekend, July 10th through the 12th. This event will be held at the Reed Convention Center in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Join me and my vintage family for a weekend of Magic the Gathering events featuring huge prizes and competitive play across multiple formats. Main events include a Vintage, a Legacy, and a Team Trios event, including Vintage, Legacy, and Modern. Don't have power? No worries. You can proxy any card currently on the reserve list. Side events so far include a High Roller Vintage Cube for Power Thursday evening, at least one old school charity event, a pre-modern challenge also Thursday evening hosted by GameHQ, Duel Commander, and even more to follow. For more information, please use the links in the description to join the Oklahoma Land Run Discord. I'll see you there. Now let's get back to the video. All right, welcome to round 1. I am playing against Salim, one of my good old Oklahoma City friends. This hand. I'll try this hand. Again, it does have a lot of lands. We have a lot of mana sources in our deck, but Consult the Star Charts is very strong, and we have Removal Spell. Speaking of very strong, the One Ring. But also we have Commercial District to basically pitch any land that we find. So that's a nice mill. We already have our green source. We never need a second one. Both of our green cards are 1. Ooh. Well, I'm glad we get to destroy that. Let's just 3 damage to this, please. Don't need Salim murdering me with this. Also, just realized he has a Lutri deck, which is very fun. Lutri and Luris are both in this cube. I've drafted Luris at least once, I believe, on this channel. If I'm misremembering and it was a vintage cube, I'm sorry, but Luris can be a lot of fun, even in this. It's probably better in this environment, even. Here I'm just going to play a tapped Steam Vince and say go. I don't want to use my Consult the Star Charts if I don't have to. Okay, Salim cycling here is a good sign for us. It means his hand is kind of weak, or he just has counter spells, one or the other. But we took a lot of counter spells, so who knows. Land go. Okay, we take those. Another thing I didn't mention before too is the Field of the Dead. The forest helps with this as well. I'm sure this is going to get counterspelled, but we get to draw a card anyways because of Illuminating Lash. So even if they counter it, it's like whatever. Also, if they counter this, I get to just play the One Ring. So they have to have 2 counter spells. That seems great. Oh, Spell Pierce is kind of annoying because they can very likely have another counter spell. Oh, but now we have Mana Drain. Oh, and even better, we have Mystic Confluence. Yeah, let's do this. So the next turn we can play the One Ring with Mana Drain backup. And if they do play something that we want here, then we can Mana Drain. Because, like, Salim's not bad at Magic. He's actually quite good. And he's not buying the Lutri. Okay, now he's buying the Lutri. I could just use Mystic Confluence to draw 3, but I don't want to do that. One Ring, see what they do. I could counterspell back now that I have a Mind Stone to play off of it if they do have something here. Yeah, I want to fight over this. They already used their Spell Pierce. There's not much they can have beyond this. We have the Force of Negation. If I didn't have this Mind Stone, then I would have wanted to of cat. Oh, I want to go to my next. Then I would have wanted to go to main phase 2 to cast the One Ring. But since we had the Mind Stone, it's okay. Let's see if there is anything else we want to draw here. Oh, Time Warp is really good with the One Ring, hence why we took it. Fractured Identity. Okay, well, we can still... No, this is Creature. That's really annoying. All right, Salim. I see you. I see you there. Man, that's really unfortunate. Let's Time Warp, and then we will draw a card off the Mind Stone. Also, I wasn't even including this or the Talisman with my mana sources, which I don't think you should. At most, they're like a quarter of a thing. All right, well, 2 more lands away from triggering. Ooh. And this leaves up Mystic Confluence. Excellent. Excellent. This game is just literally all about the One Ring. Hey, it's like every other format. I will gain control of this, thank you. I'll say he can't have Tishana's Tidebinder, so this might just be value fetching. And by value fetching, I mean thinning. Also, I think I found where all my fetches went. Yep. I do have Mystic Confluence up still, which is, like, insane. What do you have here? Oh, you're gonna, like, bounce it with... No, you can't bounce it with Brazen Borrower, I think. I think that says opponents only. Yeah, okay, maybe that's... Maybe they just realized that. Okay, yeah, now they Brazen Borrow it. Yep. Counter, draw, draw. Thank you very much. And we drew Force of Negation. That's great. That also pseudo counters Lutri too. Like they still get to keep the body, but if they want, unless they're playing into / around a Force of Negation, they need to do it in response. Like one thing like Nick Price has done before is like he'll play it knowing that they have the counter spell, and then when they go to counter their spell, then they play the Lutri, which has been pretty interesting to say the least. Ooh. I mean, that does answer the Emporium. There's no Hull Breacher. Definitely discarding Mountain. And Island. Awesome. How many cards do I have left? 14. I need to be mindful of that. And we still have Force of Negation up, which is nice. So we get to counterspell as counterspell. Well, I guess actually we really don't, because then they can just Lutri. Which is really annoying, actually. Oh. Sick. Well, this might just be game then, since he got greedy. I don't blame him here. Like, he kind of has to go all out for it. Yeah, I don't... I think Salim did what he needed to do. It's just unfortunate. Either way, we take those. So here... Yep, so kind of like what I said in the intro, or deck tech, whatever. I don't really have anything here that I care for. That's why we're kind of playing, in my opinion, a slightly suboptimal. I think I have like, 22-ish solid cards. But yeah, either way, we're just gonna send it back. Let's see what Salim can do in this round. I will say, without that Dak Faden, we were just gonna be absolutely demolished. But our counterspell's lined up well, so that's nice. Stern's Gold encounters Lutri, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, we have all of our mana, so let's keep. Gonna leave up the island, obviously. Oh, Shelldock Isle, that's scary. That's very scary. Yep. So let's leave up the island. We have Field of the Dead. Oliphant. We can get the Triome with Oliphant if we really want to. I think I'm gonna wait for now because I want to play Field of the Dead next, anyways. I'm a liar. I'm gonna leave up Miscalc now. There's not a reason in my mind to shields down on Miscalc. And again, I'm just gonna wait. Yep. Okay. As I say, we can just naturally draw lands. So the Oliphant can eventually be a cast, or we can cycle for. I think I'm just gonna bend this. We have so many lands in our deck. It can cycle for the Triome, and then You know, so we could, so for 4 mana in 1 turn, we can cycle this, get the Triome, and then cycle the Triome away as well. Which, if we draw an untapped land here, we might do that. We did not. So now I might actually just go get a land end of turn. Salim probably has the Cryptic Command in his deck, I would imagine, with this many blue sources. Little side story with Salim. Unfortunately, so Salim's lived in Oklahoma, if not all of his life, a majority of it. I only met him like maybe 6 months before I moved. Not very long. Like, I want to say like January of 2025. I could be misremembering, but I think that's it. Regardless, my point being is that he came out to our cube, and back when I had my cube, it was like mostly max rarity and pimped out and, you know, whatever. Very, very fun stuff. Do I want to Oliphant here? I think I'm supposed to Oliphant here and just get an actual land, and not cycle it. I'm gonna get the Thundering Falls. Here we go. Anyways, and then like, I don't know, within a month of meeting him, I don't think we need to play Island. Actually, I guess we could play Island so we can end of turn Enduring Curiosity. Anyways, long story short, to finish this train of thought, for those that still care. The New York Stocks Exchange event is we can Stern Scolding that. Now we can't Enduring, but I think there's no reason to not Stern Scolding here. There are reasons. I don't find it pertinent enough to not do it here, especially because we still have Miscalc up. Yep, buying Lutri. That's good for me. So New York Stocks Exchange recently, I don't know what it was back in the day, but it's recently been like a $500 tournament. And here I'm just going to shock in the Steam Vents, which is kind of a red flag for my opponent, but I want to be able to Miscalc and Enduring Curiosity. So anyways, it's a $500 vintage tournament. You do get to play with proxies, but like within like a month of meeting Salim, not only did Salim just join me on this random vintage tournament, but he flew with me and obviously went, you know, did his entry, whatever. I didn't realize that Salim apparently was built like that. So it was really cool to have someone that I recently acquired as a friend, and yep, that's unfortunate. Here I think I just want to cycle No, I don't want to cycle Miscal because the Lutri still makes it kind of good. Anyways, so to have currency converter is very strong. To have a friend, no, can't play that yet. In the vintage community like that early is just really cool. So, and then Salim did recently acquire a unlimited Black Lotus for vintage. But unfortunately, he had to like buy a house or something. I don't know, something weird. I don't know why you would do that. You can use cardboard to live in, my friend. Just do that. Just kidding. But yeah, when he bought his house, I was just like, "You sure you don't want to move to Indianapolis? Come on, man." I am getting very close to wanting to cycle the Miscalc. However, I'm kind of happy I haven't yet because now I can cycle it and make a 2/2. And here I think I just want to not let this Agent Rafine live if I can help it. Yeah, because you know what? No, I just need to scream it. That's just unable to scream it. I think that's just a more efficient play. Like, yes, this can deal with a big creature, but Salim's not likely to have one. Famous last words. Salim's not very likely to have one at this point. I just haven't seen one yet. And then Fiery Confluence can do a lot more than just clear the board of a 2/2 and deal 2 damage. I still don't know what the Shelldock Isle is. Unfortunately, it's coming up in 3 turns. Technically less because I could cycle, but here I think I want to cycle Miscalc, make a 2/2, and see where that goes. Obviously not on my turn. I'm saying on their turn if they haven't done anything yet. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a 3 steps ahead Lutri. Ooh. Leyline Binding is frustrating. Unable to scream A on that. That's kind of annoying. I should have currency converted in response. That was a misplay for sure. Yeah, you can have it. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, playing this shocked steam bins, unfortunately, was just not the greatest thing in the world because it just kind of telegraphed that I have a miscalc there. Here I think I am just gonna draw a card and discard a card and see what happens. But we're gonna do it with our green sources because we don't care about green. Again, there's no hull breacher. Oh, loot is actually a nice one. Fiery Confluence doesn't do much. Man. I mean, this triggers. That's nice. It's just so obvious that Salim has a counterspell. I think I want to time warp here and maybe beta counterspell that way. I don't think it's good to counterspell this, especially because I don't want to point at the shell dock. I mean, Salim's not bad. I'm sure he's aware that there's a shell dock and I have 21 cards, but now I have 20. Which is very unfortunate. Also, the worst thing about Agent of Rafine is that I don't even know what they took because it exiles it face down, which is like super annoying. So like if they just like got a counterspell off of me, like if this is mana drain, like the blowout is unreal. Kind of wish my deck had dig through time now. All right, let's draw a counterspell, please. Come on, mana drain. That's not a mana drain. Well, we can always hope that Salim plays Cryptic Command here. I didn't want to attack first because Loot has haste. Also, I think Salim just takes it. He's at 20, so like there's really not a huge reason. Okay. Well, oh no, and he didn't get greedy? Or no, yeah, he didn't get greedy. All right. Red, blue. Draw a card, discard a card. Let's draw mana drain. Nope, that's mountain. That's unfortunate. Well, Salim might have this one. Let's make another thing. Let's attack for 4. Another thing that this agent does, even if they hit our lands with it, it can deck us very easily. Yep. Oh, you're gonna do it now? As long as it's not Emrakul, yeah, we're gonna counterspell that. I don't know why they would do that end of turn. That doesn't make any sense. Salim, do better. I just bragged on you, man. Come on. Pyrogoyf. Okay. Yep. I mean, if you're targeting dorks, I'm okay with that. Dak Faden, eh? What does that do? Absolutely nothing. I'm just kidding. It does generate currency for me, quote unquote. Unfortunately, it also just like gets me super dead, super fast. But let's play it. I'm sure I'm gonna get Cryptic commanded. I mean, it was in the draft. Someone has to have it. No? Okay. We're gonna draw 2, discard, and I don't know if I'd rather them be spells or not, but okay, that's fine. Take. Take. And then we're just gonna say go. Can't attack through that. This is why I say board sweepers are really important. Now, Powergoyf, unfortunately, don't have a lot of answers for it. Yep. This Agent of Rafine's gonna kill us, not because they're necessarily playing our spells, but because we're just gonna get decked. Sapphire Collector. Okay, they still haven't revealed what we have yet, which tells me they're probably lands or they're counter spells, but I don't think they let Dak Faden resolve. If that's the case. Okay. Annoying, but whatever. Let's... Whatever, I need to not be lazy. Yep. I think you have to cast 2. No, yeah. Cast 2. Your second non-creature. Let's just put this into play. Make a 2/2. That's a Ponder. I like Ponder. No counter. Ooh, Illuminating Lash. Decline. This probably gets countered, but it's like, what else am I going to do? I should have put the Talisman next. Either way, I'm not going to activate the Dak Faden. Oh, that's the other reason why I should have put Ponder next. Yeah, I really messed that up. I really messed that up. I should have put the Talisman. Oh well. I wonder if it shows face up or not. Okay, it does show face up. That's cool. They could cycle it to draw a card, but they're probably going to do that anyways. I just don't really see the need to do that. Okay. Yep, there's the Talisman. Play another card. Yep. And now you get to kill the deck. So I guess that was the reason to do it. That's why I like to say I don't see the need, because I didn't see it. You took my One Ring, Salim. You are evil. You are pure evil. And I think I'm going to save us time, and I'm just going to scoop to that. They get to cast spells back. This is basically a Snapcaster Mage. Let's move on. No one needs to see that. That's a waste of time. Yeah, and that's Agent of Rafine for you. Other things went on, but Agent of Rafine just puts on so much pressure if you don't answer it. And unfortunately, like us not getting like Unholy Heats, because I wasn't really valuing bolts all that high. I was hoping that red was going to be our splash. It ended up being green. So that's on me. We will play first. We have a Dak Faden. We will keep. And one of the pros to having a bunch of lands in our deck, they mulligan twice so far, it looks like, is that we can keep 2 landers. I mean, we have Ponder too, but we can keep 2 landers with a very high expectation of drawing more mana sources. And even if we don't, we have a Mind Stone for our 3rd mana to play the deck. So another Shelldock Isle. We are going to play Mind Stone here. We don't need to play the Ponder until next turn. I would like to just natural untapped land and Enduring Curiosity here. Of course. Well, let's Thundering Falls because I still want a deck. Yeah, it's unfortunate. They're going to start making 2/2s, but I can steal them. Field of the Dead, eh? It's probably not good enough. I don't think I need the Ponder anymore. And Field of the Dead is just really slow, and we're not in a position to keep it, I don't think. If it was on tap land, I would probably pitch the One Ring or Enduring Curiosity. I don't know which one, but maybe actually I'm supposed to piss the miscalc. But either way, it's not an untap land, so I don't really care. At the moment, at least. So I can steal this Ornithopter. Unfortunately, then they will... It'll just be a 0/2, and they'll just make another one. But that might be enough. Let's see what we get. Nope, don't need that. This just protects our deck. Now, they can Brazen Borrower, and it's their card, and that'd be kind of annoying, but we have a miscalc to save it if we need. Do you have the Brazen Borrower, Salim? Okay, they don't. Let's say if they did Brazen Borrower, I'm probably Enduring Curiosity in response. Yep. Attack me, you won't. I am just going to play this Enduring Curiosity. And if they counter it, they counter it. We'll have Mystic Confluence up next turn to start bouncing and countering stuff. Yep. Ooh, Mana Drain. Let's target us. I really wish I had a way to punish, like to target them and punish them for drawing extra cards, but I don't. Salim's thinking. It can't be corrected to keep Time Warp, I don't think. It's probably just these. I suppose I could keep the island so I can go one ring. This is not the easiest. I don't know. I'm going to discard these two. I'm not confident that that's correct. But I can Mystic Confluence depending on what they do here. And they have to advance their board state to threaten the Dak Faden at the moment anyways. If they counter the Mystic Confluence, it will be very annoying. Yep, there's another Ornithopter. Imagine if this Emporium Thopterist got destroyed. Dak will go to 1. I don't expect this to resolve, but it's the most mana efficient play. Just sticking an Emporium Thopterist and just holding up counterspells for the rest of the game is frustrating to deal with. Phantom Force, it's 1 to do its counter? Oh, that's brutal. Okay. Sure. All right, Fiery Confluence off the top. That's not a Fiery Confluence off the top. Well, we have the 1 ring. That's a Fiery Confluence off the top. I actually don't want to get rid of that. I guess it's the 2 counter spells, so I can hold up Mana Drain. Yeah, this seems really weird, but we'll take it. And then I guess 2 to them. And we got to keep up Mana Drain, which we have for the 1 ring too if they don't threaten us. We do have 20 cards though, so they have a Shelldock Isle, unfortunately. And with Salim stuck on mana too, getting rid of 2 counterspells there is unfortunate for us, but hopefully the 1 ring and Mana Drain can bring it home for us. Yeah, we're gonna counter that. Hopefully this leads to a good game. Yep, we are gonna play the 1 ring. We are gonna draw a card. We're probably gonna pop the Mind Stone as well. Okay, since we drew 2 lands, I'm just gonna... I can't target me. Right? That's how that works? Yeah, I can't target me. That's really awkward. Yeah, protection from everything means I can't target me. That's funny. Okay, well, let's sack this to draw a card. Another island. Okay, well. Just to make sure I cannot, in fact, target me. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. That is very unfortunate for us. Because now they just have... They can do whatever they want. They can't target us with stuff, which is nice. Buying Lutri? Okay, that's a gift. Okay, let's not draw lands. Like, I know I have a lot of lands in my deck, but come on. More lands. All right. Let's target me. And let's find a way to win. This is where a Days Undoing wouldn't be the worst, especially if I had to dig through time to get rid of some of these. Oh, there's a Roxanne. Don't think I need a mountain. I mean, I have the miscalc, but why not? Yep, I figured. We do have 12 cards left in deck. We can steal that. I mean, I assume Sleem has something, but we can steal that. What you got, Sleem? Besides me decking myself. Consult the star charts, no thanks. We're in hardcast Oliphant territory. They have to have 2 spells here. Okay, it did happen. Cool. I don't want to target myself. Now, I assume that they have another artifact, because I don't think Sleem would just throw this at me. But here we are. I have 8 cards left in deck. Malcolm is a must as well. They could have another counterspell, but I'm just going to play the Oliphant. I need to have a win con. Okay. That was a punish for sure. Should have played the Malcolm, I suppose, but the Malcolm honestly kills me before it kills them, so I don't even know if that's true. Let's see what's left in our deck, I suppose. The Illuminating Lash, I forgot about that. This is so unfortunate. We're just gonna die to decking. And we'll take the Force of Negation. All right. You have another counterspell, Salim? You have another one? You have another one. You don't have Stern Scolding. What do you have? I know you have Shelldock Isle. Oh no. Okay. Saiba, that's another Snapcaster Mage. That's so brutal. All right, well, Salim got it. We don't, or has it. We don't have another win con. The Malcolm kills us before we get to kill them, even with the Astrolabe. So I will see you next. Welcome to round 2. We are playing against Curtis, another one of my Oklahomies. The good thing about, I'm going to keep this. We have 2 mana sources. We have the Mind Stone. We have a ton of lands in our deck. I think this is fine. We're also on the draw. Anyways, our opponent did have Cryptic Command. Salim told me that he did have it in his draft, but he didn't have the wild card to craft it, so he didn't play it. But the other thing that's important to note, I'm glad we have Natural Island. That's actually really, really nice. The other thing of note is that hopefully we don't play against mono counterspells again, because between Salim and I, we account for most of them. Yeah, we'll take 1 here. Here, I'm not opposed to just Unable to Screaming the Esper Sentinel, but I feel like we can just play around it. It's not the end of the world, I don't think. Here, I think I just want to get Commercial District. It's going to be weird if I get Commercial District and then don't play it. But we don't have any red or green cards in our hand yet anyways, so let's get it. Let's play the island, because there is a non-zero chance that we need to mana drain, even though I don't really want to. Unfortunately, getting the Commercial District means if we don't do another land, then the mana drain can be annoying. They didn't play anything on turn 2. They either have a Mana Tithe or a Reprieve, and I'm okay with them reprieving. I'm also okay with them, like, not doing anything on their second turn, and maybe they, like, flash an Ophelia. But if they Mana Tithe this, I'm okay with that. Like, I think I consider that a win. Yep. That's a win. You have it, Curtis. Have fun with that. Yeah, they have a 1-drop, 1/1 in play, and they spent their entire second turn mana tithing in my opinion, not a very strong 1-drop. Like I said, we can kind of play around it. Now we can Malcolm into it if we really want to. I am keeping that island. I want to make more land drops. I don't care about a demi. I mean, famous last words, but I just really don't. I think I just want to kamikaze a Malcolm into it, but I won't do it this turn because I want to leave up mana drain just in case. Okay, yeah, we'll play Malcolm now. I am expecting a Wandering Emperor here. I think that's a very reasonable play that they could have, and if they reprieve this, that's fine too. Yeah, sure. All right, we have our island. I could stock up, but I don't think we need to. I like just leaving up mana drain potential. Okay, Curtis does appear to be flooding. Now they could still have, I'm going to play this because I will gladly let them draw a card if they play a Elspeth here. And here I'm just going to block the 3/2. Actually, I'm going to block the 1/1 because they're likely to sack this. And then they don't draw a card and I can take another 3. Yeah, let's see what they want to do. Okay, no, they will dig that. All right, that's fine. Oh, that's why. Okay, we'll mana drain that, sure. That makes more sense. Either way, now I'm glad I did it the way I did it. I think because they had Samwise, though, they're actually supposed to sack the Ademi there. I think that was a misplay on Curtis's part. Let's play the Mind Stone. The world is our oyster now that they have, like, we've accounted for both of their interactive spells. I could stock up, but I really just want a Mystic Confluence and draw some cards into turn as well. Yeah, let's Mystic Confluence. We can bounce a Demi end of turn. I know this thing has flash, but we'll take another 3, see what they do. Yeah, we will counter that. And then honestly, I think we just draw a card. I'm glad they fixed the templating on this because before, correct me if I'm wrong, it didn't show. It was like counter target spell, and then it had like maybe like an X2 or something next to it. Either way, the first time I saw this card played against me, I didn't realize that it was quote unquote doing the thing. So I can do this, and then I can stock up, and then I don't have a 1-drop left. So let's... Yeah, let's stock up first, because I can still find, like, the Bolt card that draws you a card afterwards as well. Yep, this thing. And... yeah, sure. They should sack this. They should sack, but they might not. Because then I don't resolve the... Okay, they figured it out. Good job. Yeah, then I don't get to resolve the draw card effect, but that's fine. Lauren blowing up Mind Stone's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. They didn't blow up the currency converter. An untapped land here would be nice? No. Okay. Hopefully whatever they play, they Stern Scold encounters. I am going to 6 here, which is really unfortunate. Let's see if Curtis can put it in. I might discard this Time Warp, honestly. I think that's honestly the correct play. Okay, there's a ponder. Yeah, I like ponder here. I don't like the One Ring. Yeah, let's shuffle. Island. Okay. I like playing Island here so I can still keep up my counter spells and consult with kicker. Oh, are we both drawing a card? Dope. Sweet. We take that. I feel like with me being so close to being dead, it's just not correct at all. But I don't know what's in Curtis's hand. Like, I'm not interacting with their spells. They might have removal here. And if they do, I can mana leak it. I value getting their creature off the board. Are they going to draw a card in response? Sure. Fiery Confluence is nice if they are able to create a board. Oh, get lost. Yeah, like I said, I value getting their creatures off the board. 17 cards left in deck. I probably should have played Steam Vents there. I didn't think. That was not good. I should have played tapped Steam Vents there because I have other mountains in the deck I could have drawn and discarded. That's a really good one. Undo. Cast with kicker, please. Let's find a mana drain. No, that's brutal. Really? That is absurdly brutal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is... No, I'm one short from doing it all. Okay, so I can draw an untap land. Yeah, I can. My out is draw an untap land. And then I can wrath their board. It's not an untap land, Edward. See how Curtis wants to handle this. He can't double block. He has to basically triple block here. And this has double strike, so I can't... Okay, I can wrath his board. No, he heard me. I'm just kidding. Yep. Where's my time warp? I want my time warp back. This is so awkward. I could Roxanne. If I Roxanne, that blocks and kills a token. I don't know if that's good. I guess I'd rather block with Roxanne than block with Overlord. I am showing Curtis extra cards for basically no reason. But that's the world we live in. Yep. Attack. Yep. Good job. Yep. Go to 2. Dak Faden, eh? That doesn't do enough. So we can... So we have to wipe the board. Oh no, we can do it all. Because now we can bolt. Just bolt this now. Okay, and then now we still have draw 3 cards. We only have 11 cards left in our deck, but I'm not going to draw a discard here. If he had removal, he should have played it on... Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Let's draw 3 cards. Sure. Think I have 7 cards left in deck, and this makes me draw, so guess I'm not doing that anymore. Let's just play Dak Fade and give him a target, I guess. Mother of Runes resolves. Enduring Curiosity. Another land. Another land. Ugh. All right. I have enough time. I can do this once. Unless I draw exactly those. And now he has an infinite blocker, basically. Okay. Dang. These are all so close. Okay. I mean, I knew I had a lot of lands in my deck, but... Alright, game 2. I just don't think it's worth playing, like, Birds of Paradise or, like, one of these other things. I really don't. I could see the Uro, maybe. Take out the Field of the Dead, add the Uro. We have 3 green... Or, yeah, 3 green sources. I guess we have more than that, technically, but... Sure, let's try that. Play first. That's funny. It would be nice to actually be able to use our graveyard as well, but we just go through our deck so fast. It would not having being light on win cons is really, really frustrating. But you know, I made that bed and got to sleep in it. We're gonna take that Oliphant, and we also want the Fiery Confluence. I don't know if I want the stock up yet or not. So now we get to kind of have our cake and eat it too if we want. It just kind of depends. Yeah, I'll spend a turn stock upping. This will very likely hit a land. Okay, it did. And then we have follow-up land, or do we just want to Roxanne? Maybe we want to take Roxanne. Because now we can Wrath the board. We don't need Island. Because we have Oliphant to get untapped red off of the Mind Stone. So hopefully they just played to the board. Like, I would love an Ajani here. Yep. Unfortunately, if they don't play anything, it's going to be slightly frustrating, but it is what it is. Yep. I don't want to get manatized. So here, let's play the One Ring. So we play around Manatide. If they reprieve this, that's A-okay with me, because the next turn we can play Roxanne or Fiery Confluence. Okay. I guess I'll draw a card now. It seldomly matters. Sure. That's fine. They can give their team indestructible now, which is very annoying because it says creatures you control, but I could potentially Roxanne. Either way, here I definitely want to Oliphant for my second green source at end of turn. Attacking me doesn't do anything. Sure, you have an Overlord. I was already... Okay, yeah, there we go. So here I can Roxanne, and then I can Fiery Confluence when they no longer have... their whatchamacallit, their Demi. I'm going to take a lot of damage here, but I feel like it's worth it to get the Demi. Oh, I'm so dumb. I just realized this. I could have wrapped their board. I forgot this. You have to pay 1, but it was too late. I already did the thing. When it didn't make them hold priority, I was like, no, it's mana, isn't it? Oh, that was so bad, Edward. Oh, that was so bad. Oh, I'm taking 6 damage for no reason. You're giving me a Voice of Victory block? Okay. If you ever move it, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Gosh, I'm so bad. Now they can have Reprieve up. Oh, never mind. Unpunted. I mean, it was still a punt, but it worked out. And we have an Uro coming eventually. I don't think I need to draw another one off the One Ring. Just 3 to everything. Sounds great. I'll wait to draw 2 cards, but next turn I am just going to flash back this Uro. Cloud getting an equipment is annoying. Let's try to draw our Stern Scolding. No, but we can bolt it, which is nice. They might get the Shadow, Sword of Shadow, and then play it now, which I'm okay with. Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay, that's fine. We have a deck fading. Oh, they don't play it. Interesting. I mean, I let your Cloud resolve. I likely don't have a thing. I guess if they're doing that, to draw a card in return. Miscalc. Yeah, let's do this. Mystic Confluence was a great draw there. Because I can bounce the Overlord now. Yeah, that was a good one. Let's... Oh, they can still have Mana Tithe, though. So let's play the Mountain. No, I have more mana. I guess I could have played the Mountain to play Miscalc too if I need it, but we'll keep the Lash. That seems smart. We will say go. I guess I could Lash now, but that doesn't, yeah. Let's just say go. Yep. I will counter the sort of Fire and Ice. Sarah Paragon. Well, that'll also counter, but with a miscalc. Because Mystic Confluence lets me bounce the Overlord, as I stated. Esper Sentinel is super fun. And again, I don't think I need to draw with the Wondering here. I can get back the Uro eventually. So I think attacking here isn't the worst. Just how I drew it up. So if I do this, I still have mana to do other things, which is great. So let's do that. I suspect they'll play Fire and Ice, and then I will counter it, bouncing Overlord, and probably draw a card. Let's auto pay. Still could play around the Mana Tithe. Just bolt this, I guess. I could steal it, but I'd rather steal like a piece of equipment, maybe. All right, yeah, next game. That's what I thought. It's like, hey, we actually had a win con. So I don't know, maybe deck building error. I should have had the Uro in. Results oriented, of course. I just didn't think it would come up that often, but you know, we live and we learn, and it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. So maybe the Uro needs to be in the main moving forward. This seems fine, because like it did kind of solve our issue with not having big enough threats. It doesn't solve our issue for not decking ourselves, but c'est la vie. I don't want our currency converter to get mana tithed, but I'm okay with Ponder getting mana tithed. Okay, well now I regret life decisions, but that's fine. Wow. I mean, I guess there's not many one flash. Oh, a Johnny? Okay, that's annoying. But there's nothing we can do about that now. Still not going to play the converter. I really want to leave up Stern Scolding. I'm already taking 3 a turn. Yep. And they have a Demi, it looks like, if they say go. They might have Felia as well, I don't know. Yeah, we're going to counter that. If here is really very annoying if they had Mana Tithe, which they don't. Okay, that's good to know. I guess I could leave up Hardcast Force of Negation. I don't think I need to currency converter just yet. That's funny. Here I will shock, and I will just take another 3 and then bounce and draw probably. Let's return the cat because that makes the 1/2 just like not relevant in the slightest. I have force pitching loot. I'm not going to pitch the Uro because it's recurable. If they have reprieve, I don't know why they wouldn't play it here. I'm going to force back, but okay. Well, unfortunately, I really think that they have reprieve. This will gain us some life, buy us some time. I can discard the Mind Stone to currency converter now. If I draw a land, it's a green source for the Uro. Don't have it yet, but will soon. Another land. We take those. Yep. If I had miscalc here, I would 100% cycle it and block the Ajani, but I mean, it's a land, but it's a natural land. So I guess we take the 2/2. And by natural land, I mean natural green source. It was like our literal one of untapped green source. If this gets reprieved, it's not the end of the world, and I still have Force and Negation up. I assume they have reprieve. Like, they've been stopping on my spells the last couple of attempts. Okay, that's what I thought. I could negation this back. I don't think that's correct. I could pitch Time Warp. That might be correct, awkwardly enough. Because then I can leave up the loot. Oh, oh yeah, it's my turn. Duh. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was dumb. But you know what? Their hand seems to be very weak, and they don't have a like them playing like sort of X and Y here would be brutal. But that's fine. And I think I'm supposed to play around a Ganjo. They have the Get Lost. Okay. So it didn't matter if I attacked or not. Oh, they didn't have a Ganjo. Okay. That should be on a Johnny. No? Okay. I'll block the Samwise then, right? Yeah, they should have put that on a Johnny, because then I can't block with my 2/2. And I'm going to Wrath the board probably no matter what anyways, moving forward. Okay. Sure, I guess I'll block the most damage. I'm one away. If I had natural untap land, I have Uro Time Warp. Oh, that seems great. Let's do that. Sure, we'll keep a mana drain. All right, Curtis. You can make a 2/2. If I attack, you get to exile my Uro, which seems terrible, but I have a Time Warp. I could Fiery Confluence as well, obviously. You just have an Oust? Okay. I mean, that's kind of annoying, but I'm gaining life. That's probably fine. I'm not going to draw and discard. I don't want to discard any of my 3 cards. I can draw and discard the Uro, though. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call value. If my Uro was any bigger, obviously I could... I'm sorry, if my graveyard was any bigger, obviously I could do stuff with that, but it's not. put that back in the yard. Let's target this. See if we want to put something in the yard. No. Let's Thundering Falls. Put that in the yard. So now we have 5. This is 5 cards to exile. So we can Fiery Confluence, but I don't think that's good. 15 cards left in the deck. So plenty of cards to still One Ring. Don't want to play deck. Let's end the turn. If they make another 2/2, okay, sure, I'm going to block. They don't know I have Dak Faden yet. Let's draw and discard first. Just discard one of these islands and get this Uro going. Oh, that's actually great. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can do both. 4, 8, 9. Decline. Oh no, because it eats up all my oh, that's fine. It eats up all my green doing it this way. Let's draw, play the island. Yep. Resolve. I have a mana drain. I have a Malcolm. I don't need to One Ring because I don't want to deck myself. This deck's really good at decking itself. Create a 2/2. Sure. That's exactly what I wanted you to make because it plays into my Fiery Confluence. I guess I shouldn't Malcolm then, but I could Malcolm attack this in the air for 2 and then Roxanne. So yeah, that seems fine. Good game. All right, we got there. I'll see you next round. Welcome to round 3. We are on the play against Ross. I will keep. Honestly, this is not a great hand. I don't know what Ross is on. Ross likes to usually play creature decks. These islands can come back to haunt me, but at worst, maybe I mana drain into Mystic Confluence and draw 2 cards, bounce something. I'm going to try it. I'm a coward. Maybe I draw into the One Ring and then manage. Like, if I draw into the One Ring, this is like one of the best hands I can have. There's not much beyond that, though. So I don't blame anyone that would want to mulligan this hand, but if I can survive for the first couple of turns, I do like my chances. Okay, Miscalc helps a lot, because now I don't have to mana drain if I don't want to, which I likely don't want to. And then if I can get to the 3rd turn, I have Force of Negation, which if I can just hardcast Force of Negation on something, then that will make me very happy. Getting a Swamp. Ooh, okay. So Ross doesn't normally draft black, but I noticed lately he has been. Maybe he's been branching out into that color. One of the downsides, yeah, let's miscalc that. One of the downsides to this Arena Cube is that you have to own your own cards. There's no trading or anything, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, it means that a lot of people will, okay, yeah, that's totally fine. I hate that it just auto like shows him that, hey, I have counter spells, derp, but you know, whatever. Oh yeah, we're going to Force a Negation that so much. That was probably one of the best Force a Negation targets we could have. Anyways, to finish my point though. So some people, you know, they'll like swap out cards. We're just playing for fun, so it doesn't really matter. Just don't swap out cards like on purpose that are in the cube, because it really feels bad if you lose to a card that, oh no. If you lose to a card that you drafted. So don't do that, please. But other than that, like, you know, whatever. We're just here to have fun, play with cool things. I've been playing Arena since 2020. So I just built up a collection over time for free. I have put a little bit of money into the client, but not very much. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm still sub $100, although I'm probably near that now. Island, I'll take it because we have an Enduring Curiosity, but I'm not excited. But anyways, so yeah, Ross was just ignoring black for a long time. A lot of people like Curtis, who I played last round, they just went into like the mono white colors for a bit, and then sometimes they'll play Boros just to, you know, really stretch out their wild cards. I'm gonna let that go. But yeah, if you're interested in playing with us, we'd love to have you. Sometimes we get 8. We fell just short, unfortunately, this time. We had 6. I thought we had 7, but unfortunately, that was not the case. Man, that really stinks. But at least this is a forced block. Next turn it won't be, unfortunately, but next turn we might have Mana Drain and Mystic Confluence, which, unfortunately, Enduring Curiosity doesn't kill the Grist anymore, if that's the case, but... Control Magic, eh? No thanks. I would love... I guess I just need a Time Warp here. Yeah, this is really bad. Do I want a Time Warp or do I want a Mystic Confluence? I think this gives me more draws. Or more, like, outs. Okay. This is just getting dumb now, but whatever. Let's cast. Sure. Oh yeah, another thing. I didn't realize that original Ponder art was on Arena. This happened literally between games. I did put the Uro in my deck, as you can see. And I don't know why. I didn't realize that the original Ponder was there. I actually do want this mountain, sadly. Anyways, let's attack here. And then next turn we have Time Warp to finish off the Grist, unless they have an answer to the Enduring Curiosity, which will be annoying, I will admit. But, I mean, we'll have loot at that point, too. Loot with recall up, which is nice. I really love this card. I know some people don't like it. I just really like it. I feel like 5 mana is a good price for this effect. And then just like you get to do vintagey stuff. Like, that's so cool. Ross is in the tank, which I guess is a good thing. I haven't been paying attention to what they've been milling. Oh, that's a cool dig through time. That's going to tap down our Enduring Curiosity, which is very unfortunate. But we have Roxanne to finish off the Grist. And I want to finish off the Grist specifically so that he can't then kill one of our creatures, and I can deal with the Kaito later. Attack for 4? I guess he's just doing that so that I can't shoot it down with the trigger. I don't know. I'm tempted there to just Surveil 2 and do the thing, but Volgarvault's Onslaught. X equals 2. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm going to attack all out and see how they block. Am I going to do that? I can attack all out, see how they block. And then, assuming that they want to save their Kaito, which I assume that they do, I might be able to route the board from there. Alright, I guess I can't attack all out. The Enduring Curiosity is literally tapped Edward. I could loot and then bolt. I don't hate that. This is tough. Man, I just... Let's bolt the Kaito. Probably going to regret that. That's fine. Let's time warp. No, I can. Oh, I had extra mana with the meteorite. That's so bad. Why am I so bad at this? Oh, Ross has reanimate. That's actually really good to know about. I could do this, and then I can make 3 blue mana and then time warp. Oh no, that's not how that works, Edward. Why are you so dumb? Yeah, whatever. I really messed up that turn. Guess I'll take these. This could come back to bite me. I fully admit that, but making this a 2/4 sounds a lot better than a 4/4. Especially because now if they flip, like this could be something really good. I don't know. Like they chose to block with this reanimate one, not the other one, so who knows? Yeah, it says the any target, which is actually really nice. Yep. Leovold, okay. Baleful Strix. Okay. So I could 2 to everything. I don't want a 3 for it to everything. But I guess I could. No, I don't want to. Baleful Strix doesn't do much because loot has first strike. All right, let's... Man, this is so hard. Because I need to kill this retrofitter. Just let them draw their card now. It's unfortunate. They're going to draw a card either way. So, destroy an artifact. Deal 1. Deal 2. So 1 of everything. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, full control. Let's go to combat. Attack here, attack here. Bolt this down. Resolve. And it was a Spirited Simulacrum. Okay, it wouldn't get the ETB, but I guess yeah, there's really no point to flip it there. All right, in turn. Now we still have the draw 3 cards on loot if they don't kill it, which is kind of insane. I guess I need to start putting. Eventually, I'll get to the point where like 3 blue Jace, I forget what it's called, Wheeler of Mysteries, I think, will be good. Like Oracles on the client too. I don't really want to add those cards yet because they're not fun to interact with at the moment. Uh-oh. Dark Ritual. What are you casting? That's very scary. Don't cast Ugin. Ugin would absolutely crush me. Oh, okay. No, that makes total sense. I assume that they have... We know they don't have Cryptic Command because Salim admitted he drafted it. This is lethal if they don't remove either of my creatures or counter my Time Warp. Wan Shi Tong, eh? As a 3/3? Well, that's going to eat, unfortunately. Yep. And then we can force block now. Because I do just want to Time Warp. Let's do the Time Warp again. I keep forgetting that Roxanne's a real card. Because I feel like it's an arena card, but it's not. This is only when this attacks. Remember, it's not a forced block. Yep. I don't know what Ross has in their deck. I'm going to operate as though they have Time Twister or Days Undoing. I think those are the worst cards in my sideboard or in my graveyard. I don't want to draw more cards, unfortunately, so I am just going to play that. And I could still Dak Faden, and that makes it 2/2, which is lethal. So yeah, let's do it. Because remember, I can cycle this by itself, so there's really no point to discard it here. All right, Ross is facing down lethal. I have 10 cards left in my deck, so I'm not decking myself this next turn. Famous last words. Yeah, we're gonna mana leak that there, buddy. No thanks. All right, game 2. We're gonna keep it as is. Notably, I don't think we've lost a game since Uro's been in the deck. I do apologize. I do recognize that it should have been in the deck. I didn't think my mana base was good enough for it, but I do have a couple extra things I didn't really touch up on. And you only really need the first green mana. Like there's a few other ways that I just said that could get some more mana. Okay, we learned that this is not a great hand, right? We learned we should mulligan this. I mean, Ross is kind of slow, but I'm gonna mulligan. And by that I mean their deck is slow. I guess I'll bottom loot here. I mean, loot's the highest CMC spell. And if I find green, I can Uro first. So I don't like bottoming the loot there, but I do think it's the correct choice. Okay, having, again, Hardcast Force is really nice. Having Dak Faden to fill up for Uro is also really nice. And we can Dak Faden with Force of Negation up. Oh, we can't Stern Scolding that because our land is tapped because we're bad at Magic. I guess I should have just played the island. Oopsies. Yeah, because I could have played the Thundering Falls this turn. Results oriented for the Dak Faden because like this might be a bad card. But I think if I thought about it a little bit more, I probably should have just held up the Stern Scolding. Because like this doesn't hit Leovold. So that's really awkward if they make Leovold. Oh, Kaito, that's so bad for us. Okay. Does Ross have a land? Does Ross have a land? Okay, they do. Well, I don't want my Dak Faden to just get destroyed immediately. I know I can discard the Uro. But I don't know what they can do right now. I could Stern Scolding. I can still pitch Dak to Force because Dak will die to combat anyways. I know I can use it as like a pseudo fog. Also, in person, I agree with Ross not attacking with the 1/1, but I've shown that I don't have, because like the way Arena works, I've shown that I don't have like a flash creature that I can cast. So I think attacking with the Blooming Marsh can make a lot of sense. Now, if they're going to use it for mana, then, you know, cool, but Because like that's what they did last turn. But if they're trying to get me dead, I do think attacking with the Blooming Marsh makes sense since the arena has a tell. But again, if they're using it, then it's a little bit different. I will gladly Stern Scolding that. And I don't want to lose to that either. Oh, wait, no. What am I doing? I can Dak Fade in that. Yeah, that's worth it. I can Dak Fade in that. Oh, I can also just destroy it. I feel like Dak Fading it sounds better. And then I can Wrath the board next turn after they Badger Mole. Now I can flash in Enduring Curiosity and block this, I think. I don't think this has Indestructible. That's a good use of Ross's turn for us, because it's a slow turn. It gives us more time to do stuff. I assume this Kaido's coming at deck. Oh, he plussed it. That's annoying. I wonder why they didn't want to Surveil. Interesting. Well, they didn't play into my Fiery Confluence, which is annoying. We don't have a land for the Mystic Confluence either. So I guess we say go. It should be fairly obvious that Force of Negation's in our hand, because it did stop. Now, this wasn't Force of Will, so like my life total didn't tick down when I clicked on it like it would have otherwise, like on Magic the Gathering Online. Don't be looking at my graveyard, Ross. But yeah, this is an example of why I didn't think the Uro was going to be very good. So maybe we just got really lucky the first few games, but yeah, we will take 4. We will unfortunately take 4. Surveil, okay. I really don't know why they upticked this. I didn't have 4 mana the previous turn, did I? No, I didn't, because I had Stern Scolding, right? Okay, yeah, they're not kicking it. I almost was very sad. No, don't have Strip Mine, please. Strip Mine is rude. Strip Mine is rude AF. I think if they had the Strip Mine, they would have gotten it by now. I think they're just looking to see what their best land is here, which I would assume is a Surveil land. Because, again, I think Strip Mine is just gotten immediately. Also, I could see them Strip Mine. I get they do have the Strip Mine, getting it, and then casting Badger Mole Cub on the Strip Mine. Okay, yes, that makes me very happy. And then casting Badger Mole Cub on the Strip Mine. Oh, they don't want to play the Badger Mole Cub. Okay. This is really annoying, because, like, I want to Wrath the board. I'll just play this. It's the most efficient use of my mana. Alright, game. I get that you hate me. It's okay. Play the Mind Stone. To attack the Kaido and threaten it, I think that they're going to block. Yep. That's fine. Now we have 1/1s that can start blocking as well, though. And we still have, like, our Enduring Curiosity. This has been a great game. Yeah, sure. Please play something I can Force of Negation. Can't Force a Negation that. That's brutal. Alright, hopefully they just get back, like, Micro Spawn. Don't get back Baleful Strix. Okay, cool. They didn't even get a land on the way. They have Fatal Push, which I believe we saw game 1 in their yard. They may use it here, which I think is a mistake. Yeah, just let your thing eat, in my opinion. But now we have Mystic Confluence up to bounce the spine, or the Sin, I mean. This is a brutal game. Absolutely brutal game. Yep, and I can't target this either, which is very annoying. Yep. I have to do this now, unfortunately. I assume that this is getting countered. I don't know what counters Ross could have, because Salim had, like, all the rest of them, but okay, cool. Yep, I'll take 5. Why is Blooming Marsh not attacking, Ross? That's a 2-turn clock. I guess it's still a 2-turn clock with the uptick on Kaido. Oh, the bolt, eh? Oh, I miscalculated. I don't know why I thought that was less. Okay. Yep, that's on me. That makes way more sense. Man, this game is brutal. All right, let's save time. I'm not coming back from this. Just not having green mana there to Uro draw more cards earlier, gain some life, not be as threatened. All right. Well, this is our last match of the game, or the last game of our draft and of the match. Play first. Yeah, this seems fine. I am glad, for the record. I mean, I'm not glad that I lost, obviously, but I am glad that I just didn't have the green source every single time. So we kind of got to see what I was thinking about originally. Very clearly going to be casting Mana Drain here. If I have to use the Mana Drain, I will likely consult the star charts with the mana and not Enduring Curiosity. But we'll see. There's not a whole lot I would want to Mana Drain here. Like, if they Badger Milk Cub for the 3rd game in a row on turn 2, then it kind of is what it is. I can Illuminating Lash that. Oh yeah, that's totally fine. In fact, that's like the best thing to Mana Drain. The thing that they cast off that is the best thing to Mana Drain. My turn. That's green mana. That's really good. All right, cast a 5-drop, Ross. You know you want to. Cast a 5-drop. It's okay. Yeah, we will. If we had Currency Converter, I wouldn't care about Liliana, but we will happily Mana Drain that. It just ticks up to 4, and we can't lash it, so it just seems terrible for us. Immediately draws Currency Converter. That's my life. Yeah, let's play the Uro. We can still draw another land. I probably shouldn't. Or no, I had to play the land. Never mind, because I didn't play Forest last turn. Okay, annoying. Resolves. And I am going to activate this now. Did not want to use my blue mana. Okay, I wasn't immediately punished. Is it really Enduring Curiosity here? I actually think it's stock up. I'm any mana away, preferably untapped, but I'm any mana away from loot. Not that I would necessarily cast loot. And then I can hold up these two. And obviously this is sorcery speed if I need it. All right, you're 1 away from Sin. That's a Grist. Luckily, I have a Lash. I'm just going to play this tapped and say go. Remember, I can make a 2/2 to threaten the Grist, and I can flash in Enduring Curiosity. I also technically... Oh, that might have saved me from a sin. I also technically have... consult the star charts for Force of Negation if I need to. I was going to say they shouldn't... Well, I guess they could attack, but the 2/2 is face up, so... Sure. We'll let them use their removal on the... Ooh, Tishana's. Yeah, that's fine. Resolves. Let's Enduring. Go to blocks. Sometimes it's good to have things face up. Alright, what you got this turn? Or for the rest of your turn, I mean. Gonna have been a lot of things here. Especially lands. Yeah, like that. Now, let's hope that they don't have a sin, but if they have a sin, then it's just unfortunate. Maybe they'll hit Bobble. Ross's deck is very scary. And it's funny because like I have so many counter spells and just haven't really drawn them outside of the Mana Drain, obviously. But if they do have hit a sin, maybe I can get lucky and hit Mystic Confluence. Okay. Not the end of the world. Sure. Yep. Oh, okay. Well, that turns on Reanimate, which they could have as well. It looks like they don't. They want the top card, eh? Is it greedy if I play, or if I don't play the Consult? I'm going to play the Consult. I want to use my mana efficiently. I love Illuminating Lash so much. Hey, miscalc. So I could have Force of Negation to the Control Magic. That is decent to know, I suppose. Man, this is just not a great... Not great. Let's just take the Enable to Scream. Oh, this was dumb. Why did I not play the Loot? Why did you go to combat, Edward? I could have killed the Grist. Oh well. This is the world we live in now. Let's make this a 0/2 so they don't draw cards. This island in my hand is a green source, notably. So we're gonna keep it. It's a discard to the currency converter. Oh, do you have like Force? No, yeah, they have Force of Vigor, it looks like. Oh no, Besage You. Okay. Yeah, I can't do anything about Besage You, unfortunately. Imagine if they hit the wrong thing. How funny would that be? Submit. Gonna ban a lot of things here. Dak Faden is actually one of them. I guess Retrofitter like super punishes me for doing that. Hopefully they don't draw a Retrofitter. Yeah, Besage You there was crazy, Ross. Like, whatever. I can cycle Miscalc and block. I don't want to, but I can. Their Sin is in the yard, so like Miscalc's not going to hit a lot anymore. So I might just cycle it and hit the one. Ooh, Lorien Revealed. Yeah, I can't do any. Oh, I guess I can. Okay. I do want to attempt to try to counter this. Okay, that's unfortunate. Surprised Ross didn't want to go to combat first, but... Yep. Oh, casting something now? Hopefully I can miscalc it, and if I can't, hopefully I can Stern Scolding it. Yep, gonna cast something now. What is it? Oh yeah, Oko, no thanks. Absolutely no thanks, Ross. Not in my game. Please get this out of here. Yep, draw 2 cards. Wow, Ross actually has less cards than me. Maybe the Dak Fade and targeting them would have been good. Alright, so as I was saying before, I can loot now. And destroy the Grist. Am I just killing the 1/1? It seems so bad. But at least they're drawing 1 less card. So I suppose it's not the end of the world. And they don't have a Grist anymore. And I have an Uro next turn. I mean, they still have a... Oh, Leovold. Man, that's really good against my Uro and my One Ring. And I've already bolted. Just really good all the way around. You didn't want to pick up my Enduring Curiosity, Ross? Why not? Please don't have the reanimate. Please stop looking at my stuff. I mean, I can't draw 3 cards with loot anymore anyways. Okay, that's fine. Yep. Something I can Stern Scolding, please? So I can at least have a 6/6? No? Okay. I didn't want it anyways. Now I can Currency Converter on Ross's turn. That is something to note. Because this is worded like the old way, so each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. Sure. Uro can still hit for a lot. I could theoretically play the One Ring just to give protection and draw a card on their turn, but that just does not seem great. But at least they don't have like free attacks on me anymore. Oh. Unless they just literally exile it. Oh, that's brutal. Let's draw and discard. Come on, something. Mystic Confluence. I mean... Oh, that's brutal. I mean, I could bounce my Enduring Curiosity, but the Uro getting exiled there is absurdly brutal. I can also bounce my loot to reset the bolt. That seems good. Oh, that seems terrible, Edward. Let's save the most amount of life, please. All right, I wouldn't hate a Fiery Confluence here, as it gets rid of 7 damage and doesn't draw them an extra card. They have 9 cards left in deck. Man, dacking them really was a thing. And they haven't seen Reanimate yet, which is super scary, because they have a Sin in their deck. Because I imagine they would cast it if they had it. Embleming? Okay. And So it's a 4/5 now. What you got, buddy? Oh, is this a dig through time? Yeah, it's a dig through time. I probably need to counter this. Because them finding reanimate would just be brutal. And I can't counter the reanimate. Yeah, I literally cannot counter the reanimate. I guess I could, but they probably will play a land. This loot is tapped anyways. 3. This is 4. That's 7. Okay, I have to do the Leovold. I'm glad I did the math. Oh no, I have the 2/2 here. Never mind, I didn't have to. I lied. Probably should have done the loot, but it's probably fine. They get to draw 2 more cards. I guess it would have been kind of funny. Oh man. Yeah, I could have like force drawn them. So let's see, I can attack for 4, 8, 10 on the crackback. Don't want to do that. I want to make a 2/2. Was Tashana's this game? Yes. All right. I mean, a single piece of removal here blows me out, but whatever. Please don't have a land. I don't know if it matters. Oh, they have Fatal Push. It doesn't matter if they have a land or not. Yeah. Sure. That makes sense. I originally thought they were sandbagging it because they didn't have a land or whatever, but no, the Fatal Push makes total sense. Good job, Ross. Proud of you. I mean, if I can target Ross's stuff... There's a decent chance I can force a win here. What are they casting for 5? Okay, now I just regret not doing what I did earlier. Yeah, I'd have the win right now if I can just target them. I know I can't draw, but I can draw the currency. No! Man, that's brutal. Come on, something I can target with twice. No! Good game, Ross. Man, I can't believe it came down to one turn. That was really risky of Ross. If I had anything that targeted there, I mean, I guess it has to target 2 things. Ross just loses on the spot. But hey, it worked out. Ross also doesn't know like how threat light I am, unfortunately, because again, we tried to be a Simic splash red deck, not a is it splash green deck. So, but it's still fun. I had a lot of fun this draft, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. I'll see you in the outro. All right, well, 1 and 2, unfortunately. Ross did end up getting there in the end. I think our biggest problem was just we were kind of threat light, but the games where we got to Uro or, you know, loot and untap, it felt very strong. I do really like the Rug archetype in Cube in general. I just really enjoy it. Like, you get your counter spells, you get your what I would hope to have in the future, like your Lightning Bolt, premium removal spells, for like, small creatures, whatever. Obviously, you don't get Swords to Plowshares, but um, regardless. And then cards like Uro, Dak Faden, there's just so strong. And loot, I'm biased. Unfortunately, we never saw Titania. We had the Sylvan Safekeeper, we had the Zurin Orb. I really just didn't think playing more of the green was good. I didn't want to be playing a bunch of forests in my deck. When I'm trying to cast Mana Drain, which is just probably the best card in my deck, hands down. I would say normally you could argue maybe Force of Negation, but this isn't a powered cube, and by that I mean this is mostly a mid-range cube, and mid-range cubes are full of creatures, so Force of Negation isn't as good. It is nice that, like, here's my loot, deal with it. Oh, I have Force of Negation, pitch, whatever. Because most things that are going to be dealing with loot aren't going to be other creatures. So, but other than that, sequence, then that's really it. The One Ring, very powerful. There were so many times where I just didn't tap this because I didn't want to lose to decking. And unfortunately, that's just due to, we just didn't have a lot of threats. So the draft didn't really come together. The deck was still very fun to play. But not to beat a dead horse, but we really lacked threats, unfortunately. I think if we could have gotten a Retrofitter Foundry or like 2 other like mediocre threats, I think it kind of would have, put this deck together a little bit better. But I do want to state that I think not playing the Ura ultimately was a mistake. And I know people don't like Field of the Dead. Field of the Dead, I probably shouldn't have been in the deck, but back when I was still planning on Primeval Titan, I liked it. And then, also, it's just these games are grindy. Again, they're mid-range games. But either way, I guess that's accidental. I'm just we're gonna move on now. But I do appreciate you guys for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Welcome back to another episode on What's on Edward's Wall. Today I have this Tinker I've been talking about. So this Tinker, and I'll get to the card that's on the screen now, but this Tinker was signed by Tyler Klein. This is yet another card that I received. Well, you can see when I received it, but it's another card I want to talk about, that infamous 2019 vintage SCG con for Power. So I met Tyler in round 4, I believe, of that tournament. We were both 3-0, and I was on Survival of the Fittest. They were on Blightsteel Colossus, duh. They were on Tinker, and it was a fun match. So Tyler was telling me how he was super excited and that it was his first ever vintage tournament. And for those of you that don't know Tyler's one of the players, especially his vintage deck, that he likes to, like, bling out and have really nice versions of, etc. So usually new to vintage players don't have blinged out decks, first off. Now he could have been borrowing a deck or cards or, whatever. I don't know this person at this time. So, anyways, this is back, I guess, the first time that Gifts Ungiven was popular in the Tinker shells, because there's no Urza Saga and stuff like that at this point, and obviously no Luris. So Dak Fadens and such were still being played and not pseudo banned. So anyways, we get to game 3, and Gifts Ungiven. So he Gifts Ungiven, and it's been forever since Gifts Ungiven has been relevant, so forgive me for not remembering, like, quote unquote proper piles and stuff. But in this situation, I remember saying or suggesting to Tyler that I don't think he's a new player, because he, like, the 2 or 3 times they cast the Mystical Tutor, Gifts Ungiven, I think it was restricted at the time. I don't remember. I really don't remember, and I'm sorry. But he cast it 2 or 3 times that match. And every time I'm like, oh, wow, he picked like the 4 cards in this situation that are just really obnoxious. So, yeah, I was just like, all right, so clearly you're not new. He did later specify, I guess I just took it I guess I just assumed. I don't know. I really don't. But you know, obviously he wasn't new to Magic. He was just new to Vintage in general. But still, like, I've seen a lot of people mess up gifts ungiven piles. So it was just a really good testament to Tyler's skill level. Either way, so we get to the situation, and now I'm about to talk about this card on the screen. We get to a situation where Tyler is able to tinker for a Blightsteel Colossus. And again, I'm playing Survival of the Fittest, hence why this Phantasmal Image is in my deck. And I am able to create a board that is, thanks to Survival of the Fittest being in play, I'm able to create a board that just like keeps regrowing my Vengevines to block, and I'm trying to get like chip damage while I'm doing it. And I had at least one creature in my hand already, and what I was able to do was survival it away to go find Phantasmal Image, copy the Blightsteel. Now, if Tyler attacks, I can block with my Vengevine, because I would go get like Root Walla first, and then Phantasmal Image, so I can't. And this is back when he only had 4 Root Wallas. Blazing wasn't a thing yet either. So I would, you know, do the thing I just said, and then Phantasmal Image, copy the Blightsteel. And I'm like, okay, well, if Tyler attacks, he's dead, because, you know, the attack backs, I can block with Vengevines, I attack with my Blightsteel, you know, so we're in a standstill at least, and then maybe I can attack with my Vengevines, you know, re-trigger, you know, just figure something out, right? As long as I have a Blightsteel in play. Well, Tyler is like, I'm going to play Goblin Crater Maker. And I'm like, oh, that's sweet tech. I love that, because even though my Phantasmal Image is indestructible, because they targeted it with Crater Maker, it sacks itself. Now, luckily, it's a Blightsteel Colossus when it triggers and gets sacrificed, so it actually goes into the deck again. So I block with my Vengevines, I stay alive. I think I took like 1 infect or something. I don't remember, but I know it wasn't lethal. Like I could do this for a while. And I either had a creature in my hand already, or I drew one for the turn. So I rinsed and repeated, got the whatever creature I drew, not relevant, got another Root Walla, got the Phantasmal Image, recopied Blightsteel. And I'm like, okay, we're in the same situation. You know, I'll dig out of this eventually. Like I have Wander in my deck, which I absolutely love. Like I like Tyler will lose if you know, he can just stop dealing with my Phantasmal Image, basically, because I could even trade them off and then attack, you know, with my Vengevines, you know, whatever. So anyways, Tyler goes to his turn, and keep in mind, Tyler has at most 1 card during all of this, like in hand, so he's either top decking or he just happened to have it in his hand before this whole thing happened. Tyler plays a second Goblin Crater Maker. And I'm like, okay, that's absurdly unusual. Like the Crater Maker I was aware of, and it was like a one of everywhere else that I saw, but Tyler for some reason decided to play 2. So good job, Tyler, because he got to Crater Maker me again, and the second time I missed on a creature. So I'm out of Vengevines, and on the following turn he attacks, and I was like, okay, I'm dead if I do not draw a creature, and I drew for turn, was not a creature, could not re-trigger my Vengevines another time. So yeah, Tyler ended up getting there. So that's, sorry, this side. So that's why I have this Phantasmal Image as a Blightsteel Colossus, and why I put Stupid Goblin on it. So Tyler won the battle. But to continue that, I ended up winning out, and Tyler also ended up winning out. Tyler was undefeated. I think he was the #1 seed going into top 8. I think I was like 5th or something. Not relevant. Anyways, so, you know, we talk again in top 8. We get like the pictures taken, you know, everything else. And I'm gonna skip a little bit, because my top 8 opponent is another person I want to talk about. In fact, he's the Gristlebrand. So forgive me, you'll have to stay tuned for the rest of this particular story. But the thing I would like to say, spoiler alerts for that story. So top 4 got power, and I did walk away with a Mox Pearl, as I said in the previous video. So Tyler, unfortunately, got paired up against Dan Miller, who is this Pithing Needle. I'll get into that as well later. So he gets paired up against Dan Miller. From my understanding, Tyler can correct me if he cares to in the comments. Dan Miller just kind of walked all over him during that match. And so he lost in top 8. Top 8 only got underground seas. As I've already spoiled, I defeated Dustin Buckingham in top 8 and thus got to win a piece of power. And so I wrote Tyler a note when I gave him this card. I mailed it to him. And I just put how I appreciated his friendship and he was a really cool guy, et cetera, the mushy stuff. And it was like a cheap like notepad type thing. I don't know if I have an example, but I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know what notepads look like, right? I don't have to show you. And it was just like, if you've seen my handwriting, I mean, you can kind of tell it. Sorry, it's mirrored. You can kind of tell I don't have the best handwriting. And I was writing this out not like in a hurry per se, but like I knew this was gonna be, or I assumed it wasn't gonna be thrown away or anything. So I figured, they'd have it like in a binder or something. So like I tried to be like a little careful, and you could still see how ugly the handwriting is. So imagine if I'm just like writing a chicken scratch note, just saying, hey, I appreciate you. Here's the card. You're a cool dude. Let's hang out more, etc. So, anyways, I found out later because Tyler got the card, got the note and everything. Tyler's mom actually ended up framing it and the note. And I'm like, oh, cool. Had I known that was going to be encapsulated or whatever, I would have not used like random sticky note paper or whatever, like with like the lines in it. And I would have been, I meant my words, like the words isn't the problem. It just, the presentation was absolute garbage. So I wish I could redo that one, I guess. But yeah, so they framed the note, they framed the card. Last I saw it was on his wall in his magic room, I think. Magic room or bedroom, one of the two. I've been to his house at least a couple times. But yeah, anyways, so in that note that is now chicken scratched and framed, last I saw on their wall, I wrote, "You may have won the battle, but I won the war." And my friend John Levan, another OKC local, if you notice, this is an altered, not my handwriting, but an actual altered phantasmal image that I had him do before I sent this out. And if you've spotted it before and you've been like, oh, what's that? I will talk about it now. On the real phantasmal image, so to speak, the one on the right, I had John Levan paint a Mox Pearl around his neck. And just kind of like a rub-in, like, hey, look, that's me right there with the Mox Pearl. I almost said opal again. And, just kind of, I guess, showboating a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to show off, brag, whatever. You know how it is. So yeah, I just thought that was really cool. And John, I really appreciate you for doing that for me, buddy. I really, really do. Hopefully I'll see you at the land run. But yeah, so that's that card. I did want to bring it up. I know I haven't done that for other cards. I have given out cards to other players. I swap with a lot of these people. But this one, not to take away from anyone else, please don't take it that way. But this one was just a little bit extra special for me. Like I haven't had any of them. I keep pointing to the wrong side. I haven't had any of them altered like this. So I just wanted to show it. I'm proud of it. I really like it. And I hope you enjoyed that too. And I hope you enjoyed that story. Sorry, I'm not going to divulge much more because I don't want to, ruin much more for these other people that are on this wall. So that is it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching and just overall supporting my content anyways. So I will see you in the next video.